So I'm using your agenda, but the relationship is that I'm flowing around what you're doing and moving into the empty spaces. And now you're locked up so I can push. So if you come in, let's say you press in and you've gotten me locked up here.
Right.
What I need to do is the same as I'm doing with my arms, I want to do with my torso, with my ribs, my hips, my shoulders. So even if I don't use my arms at all, I can still, see? And you notice my arms weren't moving that much.
Right.
It's the torso. So externally, on one level, I'm using the arms and the shifting and the turning to flow with you, to stick with you, and to use the spaces, right? On the other hand, I want to do the same with the body. Now, a lot of times people, they don't use the body because they just use this, right? They just go like this, and they keep the body rigid,
Right.
right? But we want to be able to, if somebody comes in and actually connects with the body, not to have to fall over, but as you're pushing, do the same with the body as you're doing with the arms. See, now here, you notice that your body kind of locked up and your arms try to make up for it by moving in.
Right.
So move in your hip, and now your arm doesn't have to do much. Now you can just push me right over. And so always try to move with the body for the most part, and then the arms just kind of adjust and adapt a little bit, rather than mostly depending on the arms and keeping the body tight like that. Right away, connection. How am I connected to you? How am I connected to the earth? How are you connected to me and connected to the earth? Now when we start pushing, we're both already there. So, right?
Almost.
So if I push, you can just counteract right away, and I go.
Yeah.
Right? So right away, it can't just be like this. It's got to be, we approach each other to connect.
Right.
Right? So now we're connected. And what I'm trying to do is disconnect you by putting all of your energy up in the head. See, I'm pushing kind of upwards into the head.
Yeah.
And you're following that line of force back up into your head where you're comfortable. We're all comfortable there. So, oh, all right, I'll go up there. And now the body is left behind. So that's the game here, really, is to make sure that the attention is evenly distributed and the other person can't pull it and can't change it.
Right.
Right? Okay, now here I noticed that the attention, all of your energy went to your upper back. You're like this, right? Now, you notice that I've abandoned my defense here, so you could just go in here, but the problem is you arched your back, right?
Yeah.
So for some reason you arched your back, which cuts you off from the ground. So what you want to do is have that full connection, like an open pipe going right to the ground, and start from the ground and come up from the ground with your energy coming up from the ground. Not over there, but right this way.
Yeah.
Come up from the ground, breathing in, come up from the ground. You're not really, you don't have a net force coming this way.
Huh.
You just kind of, you're coming upwards,
Right.
you're not coming this way. Don't go upwards, right? Just go from there in the ground to here. Right.
Yeah.
It's short. You don't travel around all over the place. You just do what you got to do.
Right.
So that's what we say is that if I'm pushing and you're up there, it's like the boss who's in his office. He's got an office up there with the glass in the front, so he's looking down at everybody.
Yeah.
But the workers don't see him, so they don't really do anything. They're not doing their job. All of a sudden, the boss goes down where the workers are, and they all get busy. Right? They're all doing their job, right?
Yeah.
So the boss can't be up there in the office with the big glass window over there. The boss has got to be where the work is to be done. So at least the workers look like they're doing something.
Right.
Yeah. See, this worker is not doing anything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's much better.
See, this worker still is lazy over here.
Fire him.
So the energy and the action has to go all the way to the ground. It can't just be up here. So your feet have to work. Your feet have to adjust. Even the bottom of the feet, how they're planted on the ground, has to change. But you always have to have a line of attention, a line of energy moving towards me.
Right.
Whatever you're doing is according to that line. So you're adjusting, not randomly moving, but you're adjusting to maintain the connection of energy to me.
Huh.
See, so here, is this right? Okay, now. Yeah. Okay. So it's a long circuitous route to get.
Yeah.
So you always try, if you start in your center, so let's say you're pushing,
Okay.
right? And give me a good push, and I start by adjusting the center, moving the center. Push me around a little bit with both hands. Right? So if my main adjustment is my center, then I make little movements, because the closer you get to moving from the center, the smaller and less the movements are, and the more solid they are. The more you start moving from the outside, the bigger the movements are, and they're not connected, they're not solid. So if we're pushing, right, and I'm pushing, responding from here, from the outside, I'm going to be moving all over the place, right? And if you just respond from the inside, from the middle, up, from the middle, start. I can't get anywhere. Right? So you're not tightening yourself in the middle. You're just responding from the middle. You're still staying loose. You're just responding from the middle.
Exactly.